A lot of una they blame the British for waiting they go on for Niger. A lot of una they blame the white people for waiting they go on for Africa. Say if they don't become colonizers, if we they blame them, why e be say we no copy the same law and the same system of how dem dey live and do their things? Pastor Amos, Andrew Ogbuja and im pikin Victor Ogbuja, and all those people wey dey repitalize women, or whether you dey repitalize men, as long as you dey repitalize, all na repitalization. And all those men, whether you be politician or you be big man or you get power or you get mouth for our country, wey be say once dem don catch una for this despicable act, we no go fit see justice for the victims. Abeg, make una come watch this news. Because a whole prince has been stripped of his title. This one sef, I don't know whether na repitalization, but sha, e been involve knacking or whether na molesting. Dem talk say for 2022, Prince Andrew of Britain, Great Britain, say him bin do one thing with one girl, 17 years old girl. But this thing come comot again recently. Him brother King Charles III been don strip Prince Andrew of him title. No be they call him prince again. But as this thing come resurface, this is after 2022, for 2025, as it come resurface again, just like for Nigeria, the justice for China girl, as after come resurface after 7 years. That's the same thing here. As this one come resurface after 3 years, now King Charles, the brother of Prince Andrew, strip him off all the remaining titles wey been there, both knight, everything. So now he's not known as the prince, he's not known as the knight, he's not known as anything, just known as Andrew, Mr. Andrew. And in fact, they don't even comot am for the estate where royal family supposed to. Those of una wey never watch this news, abeg, make we see am together.
We've had some breaking news here in the UK on surrounding the Prince Andrew scandal. You'll be well aware of it. So recently he was told he couldn't use certain titles, and then more revelations came to light, effectively. And Buckingham Palace has just issued a statement saying actually he's going to be stripped of all of his titles. So the King is taking away the titles so Prince Andrew cannot use them. Prince Andrew, according to Buckingham Palace, will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He won't even be called Prince, which we were initially told was a title that he was born with and he's entitled to, but even that is being taken away. His lease on Royal Lodge, which is the house that he has in Windsor, has also, he's effectively being evicted. I mean, Richard's joining me now. We're going to talk about this in a moment, but he has a lease on Royal Lodge, which is his house on the Windsor estate. And he had some legal protection for that, but formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease, and he'll move to alternative accommodation. We're being told these censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. So their Majesties, the King and Queen, want to make it clear, according to the statement, that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any forms of abuse.
That's the official news from CNN. But make I just read again, given a waiting they happen for this matter. It says here, King Charles III strips Prince Andrew of titles, orders him out of royal residence over link to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. King Charles III has taken the unprecedented step of stripping his brother Prince Andrew of all remaining royal titles and honors and evicting him from his official evidence amid renewed scrutiny over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Buckingham Palace announced on Thursday that the King had initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew, making the first time in over a century that a British royal has been stripped of such status. Following the move, Andrew will now be known simply as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and will relocate from the Royal Lodge to private accommodation on the Sandringham estate. The decision follows mounting public and political pressure after fresh evidence showed Andrew maintained contact with Epstein longer than he previously admitted. The controversy was reignited by the release of Nobody's Girl, a memoir by Epstein victim Virginia Roberts Gifford, who accused Andrew of sexually abusing her at age 17. Guilford, who died in April, had previously reached a multi-million pound settlement with Andrew in 2022, though he never admitted wrongdoing. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said the King's decision reflected serious lapses of judgment, adding that Their Majesty's sympathies remain with victims and survivors of all forms of abuse. Geoffrey's brother, Sky Roberts, hailed the move as justice for his late sister, saying, "An ordinary American girl brought down a British prince with her truth and extraordinary courage." Andrew, 65, had already relinquished the title Duke of York earlier this month and will now lose all his remaining honors, including the Order of the Garter and Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order. The whole prince of Great Britain. See, when I see these white people, this Oyibo, you no get wetin una go tell me the kind hatred wey una wan put for my heart and for my mind concerning Oyibo because of wetin dey go on for Nigeria. A lot of una dey blame Oyibo people. A lot of una dey blame the British for wetin dey go on for Naija. A lot of una dey blame the white people for wetin dey go on for Africa. Say if they no bin come colonize us, if they no bin sell Naija, this and that, are all flimsy and stupid excuses. If we dey blame them for the wrong thing wey dem come do us as per say dem come colonize us, why e be say we no copy the same law and the same system of how dem dey live and do their things? Why can't we copy that? Okay, they don come scatter Africa, no problem. But why una no copy the good things wey dem dey do back for their countries? They don scatter our Africa, our continent, go back, but then go do good things for themselves. We Africans, we are quick to, throw blame. We no dey ever wan take responsibility for anything. We dey throw blame. See, the whole king stripped him blood brother of all im titles just because of this thing. If na for my country, then go don find one thing cover up. In fact, if care is not taken, the person self wey be the victim, na the person go prison. Till today, we never know the outcome of Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha case. Till today, we never know the outcome of Pastor Amos case wey be say evidence yakpa dem plenty everywhere. Why is Pastor Amos still walking free? Why are other people wey don commit such crimes walking free? Now we don come back with justice for Ochanya. We don come back with that. So will the law go back and revisit this case if there's now an uprising for this? If there's now a protest, or because this thing will happen for 2022, but something came up again for 2025, just like something has come up again for justice for Ochanya, and the government, the king, took action. Say, no, we can't let this linger. We don't give you that 3 years. You never show remorse. You never admit, say, you F up. So make I, your elder brother, who is your king, strip you of all the titles. Can this happen in our law system? Can this happen back in Africa? In fact, then a person will get power and will try to cover the whole situation up. And yet tomorrow, we will come blame the white person for the suffering where they go on for our continent. Which kind of hypocrisy? That why should we always be pushing blame and pointing fingers? If we are accusing them of what they did to our continent, why can't we copy the good things they are doing back at their place? Why not? So justice for China and justice for every victim of sexual abuse. Justice to all of them. And my prayer be say, I beg the lawyers where they represent these people, make una do better work, because they like una no even sabi una work. Una no sabi how to argue for court, because that's what it seems. And if you are a victim of sexual abuse, I beg, you better make you spend money, find better lawyers, so that by the time your lawyer don't present all the case and evidence and still no give you justice, then we will sabi how we will protest them. Because in the case of Ochanya, as I read, say the judge wey bin acquit Andrew bin talk say no bin bring DNA evidence. How can you judge a revitalization case with no depth? When I talk say the video wasn't the video enough, don't you know that person fit just make video accuse another person of something that didn't happen? That's not an evidence. Video recordings are not evidence unless they catch him for the act, as they record as he was doing the act. That's a good evidence. But for a person to come up and talk, say this, that happened to me, my brother, it's not admissible in court. That's not evidence, because you might be coerced to say that. After all, we dey hear people dey blackmail people. Is that not what they do? So the only evidence that could have been used for this case of Ochanya was the DNA evidence. So when make una go, because even till today, if una even bring back the case, if there's still no DNA evidence, yeah, we go just dey shout justice for Ochanya, nothing go happen. But anyways, abeg, our leaders, make una dey copy the good things wey dey go on for other country, implement am for our country. Make no allow make our citizens just say na dem dey put us for where we dey, because no be dem.